So now we are dealing with the chapter 15, the resource availability and management. Okay. So the time management, Sana, the time management means doing the maximum work in minimum amount of time. Okay, it's the definition of time management. Maximum work in minimum amount of time. Okay, the time management is very important because it saves our time, it saves our energy, and it increases efficiency. It minimizes the fatigue and avoid the peak loads. Okay, these are the importance of time management. The time management that saves your time. The proper management of time saves the time, saves your time, energy. It increases the efficiency of work. Okay, then avoids fatigue, minimizes the peak loads. The workload is minimized by the proper time management. Okay, these are the importance of time management, and there are certain steps in time management, just like as the managing the resource. We already learned that chapter, right? The resource management, the planning, organization, controlling, implementation, and evaluation. These are the certain steps in resource management, the general management of resources. But here we are dealing with the time management. Basically, we have three steps. First is making the time plan. Second is organization and control. And third is evaluation. Okay. First is making the time plan, then organization, control, and the last is evaluation. Making the time plan means we evaluate or estimate the time according to the situation. Like 5 to 6 studying, 6 to 7 wake up, like that. We estimate the time according to the our activities or the job. Basically, the activities are classified into two: compulsory activities and optional activities. Compulsory activities like personal cleanliness, personal cleaning, cooking, banking bills, payments, all these comes under the compulsory activities. And one more is there, that is optional activity. Optional activity means like going out for some trips and all. Trips, going out, attending some particular function, all these are the optional activities. So according to this compulsory activities and optional activities, you need to classify the time according to this activities. Is it clear? Okay. So, Reina, read the weekend time plan.
Ma'am, the text.
No, no, you're on. Yeah.
Ma'am, I made the not weekend actually.
Hmm?
Uh, the daily one.
Okay, then read.
Uh, 6 o'clock to 6:30. Get up. My doing daily personal activities.
Hmm?
Then 6:45 to 7 o'clock. I sit outside the house.
Hmm?
So,
Hmm. Then.
7:10 to 8 o'clock, setting my study things and all for online class. 8:10 to 8:20 breakfast. Then after that 10:30 to 11:30 online class.
Sana, this is a time plan. Okay. The time plan. Meghna, read. Read the weekend one.
So 8:30 waking up and personal cleaning, 9 to 9:30 tea and breakfast, 9:30 to 10:45 assignments and pending works, and 10:45 to 11 a break, 11 to 11:15 having some lunch,
Hmm?
11:15 to 12:30 exercising, 12:30 to 1 showering and helping in the kitchen,
Okay,
1
fine.
to 1:30
So,
lunch.
Sana, this is a homework for you. Make your own time plan and send. For the weekend, I need a weekend time plan. Your own weekend time plan, the Saturday or the Sunday. So, let's move on to the tools of time management. We finished the steps in time management. These are the tools of time management. The resting period, peak load, and work simplification techniques. Okay, these are the tools of time management: rest period, peak load, and work simplification techniques. These tools help you to manage the time efficiently. These tools help you to manage the time efficiently. So what do you mean by rest period? It is also called as a break period. Sana, what about this rest period and or the break period? What do you mean by that?
That the time in which we rest.
Now, the one can relax during this period or the resting period. This is the first tool of time management. These tools like the rest period, peak load, work simplification technique, all these help you to manage your time properly. So the rest period that helps an individual to relax properly. And the second is peak load. Peak load. It is the maximum load of work during a specified period of time. Maximum work during a specific time. Peak load. For an example, the early morning time is the very busy time for a homemaker, right? Because that is the reason for that. The peak load of a homemaker during the early time, Meghna.
Doing works like in kitchen, making breakfast and preparing for lunch.
Getting children for school, lots of work. So the early morning is considered as a very busiest time for a homemaker. That is a peak load. Is it clear? The maximum amount of work during a specified period of time. That is the definition of peak load. It is a maximum load of work during a specified period of time. Okay. So the rest period and peak load, these are the two tools of time management. The rest period means the break period. One can relax during this time, and the peak load means the maximum amount of work for a specified time. So identify your own rest period and peak load from the time plan. The rest period and peak load. Identify the rest period and peak load time from your own time plan. Raina, Sana, think about the rest period in your daily routine, also the peak load. Which time is your peak load period? Write down, okay?
Ma'am, from weekend or working days?
Anyone. You can choose. I need the time, okay? The time, not the activity. I need the particular time. You can start writing, Sana. You can refer the time plan from the table. It's in the page number 155. You can refer that. It's for Sana. 155. Rena, what about your rest period?
5 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Meghna?
7 to 8:30.
Okay. What about the peak load, Sana? The peak load time.
10 a.m. to 11.
Why?
Because at that time I used to study and do the homework.
Okay. Meghna, what about your peak load period?
2 to 3:30.
Why?
Doing assignments, homework, and all.
Rena, what about your peak load?
7 o'clock to 9:40.
Why?
Tuition and doing homework assignments.
Okay. So the third one is work simplification technique. It is the third tool of management, work simplification technique. It is a very important portion. Work simplification technique. It can be defined as a conscious seeking of easiest and simplest way of work. Okay, like use minimum utensils for cooking, doing work simultaneously. All these are the example for the work simplification techniques. Okay, so write the definition of the work simplification. It can be defined as the conscious seeking of the simplest, easiest, and quickest method of doing work. Conscious seeking of the simplest, easiest, and quickest method of doing work. So, in order to simplify your work, some changes are important, like change in hand and body movements, placement and storage of equipment, change in workplace, change in finished products. All these are the some changes that is very important for the work simplification. Okay, so the work simplification technique, the first one is change in hand and body movements. So what do you mean by work simplification? It is a conscious seeking of an individual to do the work simply. Okay. So the first one is change in hand and body movement. Change in hand and body movement. The first is minimizing unnecessary movements. Minimizing unnecessary movement. It comes under the change in hand and body movements. Need to minimize the unnecessary movements. I will give an example like taking things and keeping items from the fridge at the same time. Okay, so you can minimize your movement, right? Keeping and taking out items from the fridge at one time, using minimum utensils, all these can reduce your movements. Unnecessary movements, these all are the unnecessary movements. So you can minimize your movement. That includes in the change in hand and body movements. Next is doing work in systematic order. Can you give an example for minimizing unnecessary movements, Meghna? How to minimize unnecessary movements?
If you are studying, take the water bottle or some snacks with you instead of going for
So
back and
you
forth.
can, unnecessary movements can be minimized. Then doing work in a systematic order, like collect everything before starting the work. Hmm? Collect your study materials, pen, pencils, notes. Huh? So that is doing work in a systematic order. Reina, you another example for that. Doing things in systematic order.
While doing a project, take all the things like sketch pens, A4 sheets, scale, pencil.
Okay, that's good. Then washing the utensils at some the before starting cooking, or doing things before, or collecting all the things before entering into the activity, that comes under the systematic. And then developing the skill in work. What do you mean by that? Developing skill. How can you manage time by developing the skill? For an example, first you need more time to do the cleaning purpose, but by practice you can reduce the time, right? So that is related with the skill of an individual. Sana, give another example for that, developing skill in work. Hmm?
Cooking, when we first cook, be that tasty, but when we cook for many times, it will become tasty.
We spend more time to make chapatis and all, but by practice, less time is needed, right? That is the skill part. And the last one is working in proper body posture. Working in proper body posture. This is the last one. In which the head, neck, chest, all are balanced ones upon the other. Okay. All the body parts are balanced. This is the correct posture for walking. Hmm? And what about the sitting part, Reina? Hmm?
While sitting, no need to couch, like it may harm our body
Okay.
while sitting.
Hmm. So the in work simplification technique, the first one is change in hand and body movements. The minimizing the unnecessary movements, doing work in systematic order, developing skill in work, working in proper body posture. All these help you to minimize the body movements or reduce your body movements. That help for your time management. Then the second one is placement and storage of equipment and supplies. This comes under the work simplification techniques. The second method to simplify your work is placement and storage of equipment and supplies. The first is storing supplies, equipments near the workplace. Hmm? Like the Meghna said, the pencil, pen, books, notes, all should be on the study table, right? All storing the supplies or storing the equipments near the workplace. Then storing supplies and materials within easy reach. What do you mean by that, Sana? Storing the materials within easy reach.
Near ourselves, storing the things near us.
Good. Then arrangement of main appliances. Arrangement of main appliances. What do you mean by that, Meghna? Arrangement of main appliances. These are the general topics. That way I asked.
Like if you are studying, we can use a pen instead of pencil or pencil instead of pen. So if we forgot to take any one of them,
Hmm. Fine. So next is use of time and energy saving devices. Use of time and energy saving devices like the pressure cooker, mixie. All these are time saving devices, right? Hmm? So try to use the time and energy saving devices. The choppers, egg beaters, all these are the time saving devices. Give an example, Sana. Other example for energy saving device. What do you mean by energy saving devices? That saves our time,
It
right? That saves our time, that saves
Yes.
our energy. So, what all are the equipments for that? Hmm? The mixie. It saves time, right?
mixie,
Hmm. Then, Reina, help.
vacuum cleaner,
Ah, then, Reina, it's very easy. Make it fast. And,
Google.
ah,
Google.
then,
Uh, Printer.
hmm. Can you give an example from the kitchen?
Mixie.
Hmm.
Chopper.
Then,
Egg beater.
ah, fine. Meghna,
Oven,
okay.
iron
It saves
box,
the time, right? All these equipments help to save our time. So it is very important to understand the saving devices. Then change in workplace is another work simplification technique. Change in workplace. It should be according to the individual needs and all. Okay. The comfortable height and width of the workplace, the convenient workplace, all these are the changes in workplaces. The work at correct posture, the work at correct place, the proper height, all these are according to the individuals. It depends upon individuals. According to your height and your comfort, you need to arrange the workplace according to your convenience. That also comes under the work simplification technique. Then the last one is change in finished product and use of new product. Change in finished product and the use of new products. If the time is less, you can serve the fruits instead of fruit pudding, right? So you can use another product rather than you plant. Hmm? That is a change in finished product and use of new product. Give an example, Sana. Other example for that.
like
Try, Sana.
serving fruits without cooking,
You can't hear.
serving fruits without cooking,
Ah, good.
like direct,
Ah, good, good. Good example, Reina. Changing the finished product. By changing this finished product, you can save the time. So give an example.
Bread. Sandwich.
Rather than the normal cooking breakfast and all. Okay, then Meghna. Use of paper plates rather than the normal plates. So you can save time, right? Without washing. Then Meghna.
salads,
Hmm. Then
Then ordering food if you don't have time.
Fine, good. So these all are the work simplification techniques. Okay. Sana, take the page number 158. 158. Read that portion. Change in hand and body movements. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
Both time and energy can be saved by bringing a change in hand and body movements.
Hmm.
Let us see how this can be achieved. Minimizing unnecessary movements. Minimum movements should be made while working. For this, use
So the
minimum
minimum
utensils
movements
during
help you to save your time, right? The minimum movements then. So there are certain examples for that, the minimum movements. Read.
For example, cooking dal and rice simultaneously in pressure cooker, using tray or trolley for carrying utensils and while serving meals, planning and preparing a list of items to be purchased from the market beforehand, working with both hands, carrying clothes in a bucket at one time for drying, keeping and taking out items from the refrigerator at one time only, ironing a bedsheet by
Is it
folding
clear
it,
now?
doing work in
Is it clear? Any doubts? It's a general topic, right? Reina, read the second one. Doing work in systematic order.
Doing work in the systematic order. Doing a job in a systematic order reduces the physical movement and fatigue. For example, in cleaning the house, dusting, brooming, and mopping of the rooms should be simultaneously in all rooms.
So
On
you
other
can save time, right? All these activities help you to save time if you do all this simultaneously. Then,
on other hand, if each room is dusted, broomed, and mopped separately, it will require the more time and change in muscle movement, which will cause more fatigue.
so by doing the simultaneous activities, you can save your time. Then,
Washing one type of utensils at one time.
which means the heavy utensils at one time, the light utensils at other time. It also saves your time. Sana, switch on the camera. Then,
Doing two activities simultaneously, for example, cutting salad and while cooking the dal
or
or
vegetables.
vegetable.
Then, next,
Collecting all utensils,
collecting all the materials.
materials required before starting the
That
activity.
is very important. Before start an activity, you need to collect all the activities, not only in cooking but also in studying and all. Okay. So first you collect all the activities, then start your work. Then Meghna, read the third and fourth one. Developing skills and work in proper body posture.
Developing skills in work. More energy and time is spent in doing the job for the first time, but doing the same job again and again brings proficiency and saves time. For example, more time is spent in making chapatis initially, but with practice, less time is consumed. Proficiency makes the difficult task into easy one.
Is it clear now? The skill is very important to save the time. Only by practice you can save the time. Doing it again and again that help you to minimizes or reduce your time. Then next one.
Working in
Working.
proper body posture. Body posture working should not stress the muscles unnecessarily. More stress
Just
on
a minute,
muscles.
yeah. Reina, are you in a correct body posture now? Sana? Okay. I think only Meghna was in the right posture. Her head, trunk, all are in the correct position. Sit straight. Then read.
More stress on muscles causes more fatigue and more time is consumed to finish a task. Keep body parts in alignment to release muscles of unnecessary stress and strain. While working, maximum weight should be on bony framework of body. To avoid stress on muscles, try the following. Use both hands while carrying. While doing
So
work,
while carrying the heavy objects, use your both hands rather than one hand. Okay. Always use the both hands, otherwise it creates the problems. Then
while doing work, keep your head and trunk aligned. If you have to lift an object, bend on knees and hips, avoid bending from waist. Sit
See
to
the
work
just a minute, Meghna. See the picture in 159, the first one, the first picture. You can see the right posture for lifting the heavy object. We usually lift the object by just take the object, right? So, is it clear now, Raina? Just look the picture. What is the right posture and the wrong posture for doing the activities? Hmm? What is the right posture for lifting the heavy object, Raina? Right posture for lifting the heavy object.
Bending down the knees and taking it.
Very good. Then, Meghna, continue.
Sit to work whenever possible. Sitting requires less energy.
Okay, so sitting is important.
Avoid bending while working. For example, a bucket containing wet clothes is placed on the floor. For each garment, one has to bend, which causes more fatigue. The same jump will be easier by placing the bucket in a stool. Sweeping floor with traditional broom requires bending, which results in
So
adopting.
try to use the long-handed brooms, okay, rather than the traditional broom. Use the long handles. That also help you to save your energy. Sitting requires less amount of energy than standing, right? Then, what about the next one? Placement and storage of equipment and supplies. It's very important, okay? Work simplification techniques. It's a sure question. Mark that part. The work simplification techniques. Sana, read that one. Storing supplies, equipment near workplace.
Work is simplified by storing equipment at the work centers where they are to be used. For example, to keep the cereals, ghee, rice, etc. near the cooking area and to keep washing soap, detergents, glue, stars, etc. near the laundry place. Study
So, by
materials.
storing the things properly, you can save the time. Then,
Study materials. Books, copies,
next one, storing the
stationery should
supplies
be on your
material.
study table or nearby.
Okay. Then the supplies and equipment should be arranged within the easy range of the worker. According to the individual, you need to arrange the things. According to your height, you need to arrange the workplace. Then only you can pick up easily. Appliances and utensils used occasionally should be keep on the upper shelf. It's a general one. The appliances or the utensils that you use generally need to store in the upper shelf rather than the Reina. Okay. Then what about change in workplace? Reina, read. Change in workplace. That's okay. Time's up. Any doubts? It's a general chapter, right? Any doubts, Reina? Sana, any doubts?
No,
It's a general
no.
chapter. Okay. So I'm going to end the meeting.